Hi there guys, welcome to Attack on Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy video series where I try to complete every single Final Fantasy game with either attack only or magic only. But we're not doing that today. No, my friends, today we are going to see how long it takes to gain a level in every Final Fantasy game. I don't mean 11 and 14 in this because I don't have access to them currently. 11 I don't think I'll ever have access to, and 14 I've not touched for a little while since the end of Endwalker. This has been inspired by another YouTuber called Jorts, who I enjoy watching. They do these runs where they try to touch grass in every Mario game and see how long that takes, or collect a rupee in every Zelda game and see how long that takes. So thank you Jorts for the inspiration here. Absolutely brilliant idea. I don't know if anyone's ever done the Final Fantasy version of it, but maybe I'm the first. I don't know. If I'm not, let me know in the comments and shout out anyone else that has ever done this. So the rules are very, very simple. Just gain a level as quickly as I can in the Final Fantasy games. The only booster I'm allowed to use are the ones that will speed up the battles. That's it. I can't access any 4 times EXP or use the booster that allows me to do 9,999 damage a turn. So basically, I cannot access my menu except for one game that I need to level up, but that's it. And finally, if a game allows me to skip any cutscenes, I'm going to skip them. And then finally, the timer starts as soon as I hit new game. Starting with Final Fantasy I, we hit new game and we have to put in our names, which takes a little bit, and to be honest, it catches me off guard. I'm not ready for it. The intro plays out and it takes up nearly 2 whole minutes. After fighting my first set of goblins, I decide to head north because tougher enemies mean more EXP. I get down to 1 EXP, so I decide to head back down south to play it safe. I was really hoping for a fight with just 1 goblin, but instead I get a fight with 4. But it's fine, we do it, level up successful, and we get a time of 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Next up is Final Fantasy II, and once again the intro is unskippable. It isn't until we're 2 minutes and 37 seconds into the game that I finally get control of the party. Because the levelling system is different in Final Fantasy II, all I'm looking for here is any type of upgrade. I make a fumble here, I accidentally go back into Altair after leaving Altair. Mistake, that wasted seconds. And we hit our level up at 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Up next, yep, you've guessed it, it's Final Fantasy III. With a shorter intro, we're thrown into the first scripted battle at 1 minute and 34 seconds. At 1 minute 48 seconds, we gain control of the party. Now, in this cave, I decide to head up and into the next cave because the enemies are tougher, and as you know, tougher enemies mean more EXP. And that level up comes in at 2 minutes and 59 seconds, same as Final Fantasy I. Next we have Final Fantasy IV. After a very, very lengthy intro of a whopping 7 minutes and 28 seconds, the longest by far, I set Cecil up to use Darkness each round, which is an attack that will hit all enemies. And we make our way to Mist Cave, because, say it with me people, stronger enemies mean more EXP. This level up comes in at 8 minutes and 56 seconds. Next up is Final Fantasy V. Now, not a lengthy intro like Final Fantasy IV, but still quite meaty. We get thrown into our first scripted battle at 4 minutes 38 seconds. But the second scripted battle doesn't start until 7 minutes and 5 seconds. But after this, we do get our level up at 7 minutes and 13 seconds. And finally, on the 2D side, we have Final Fantasy VI. This one has skippable cutscenes. I don't know why they didn't do this for the other Pixel remasters. At a very swift 31 seconds, we get our level up. Moving on to the 3D games. First up is Final Fantasy VII. This intro is what it looks like when I've had a few too many and have fallen on my ass. Once again though, the intro is unskippable. At 2 minutes 15 I get into my first fight, and at 2 minutes 24 I get my level up. Next up is Final Fantasy VIII with another unskippable cutscene. At 4 minutes 51 seconds we gain control of Squall. Quistis tells us to get our GFs out of our computer because we've got to go to the fire cavern, but I refuse to do this because I can't equip them anyway. Quistis needs to meet us outside the front of the garden to go to the fire cavern. We run into Selphie in the hallway and she asks whether we can show her around the garden, but I've got a legitimate excuse this time, so I decline. When I meet Quistis at the front of the garden, she wants to tell me how to equip GF, but I decline her offer and we go out into the world map. At 6 minutes and 14 seconds, I'm in my first battle. And at 7 minutes, 29 seconds, we get our level up. The final one on the PS1 side of things is Final Fantasy IX. This is when I realise that the speed up function might actually be more of a hindrance than a help. Thankfully, in Final Fantasy IX it allows you to skip the cutscenes. In the beginning scenes, I choose to kidnap the Queen twice before getting it right and choosing the princess. Not to mention, controlling the characters is really difficult at high speed. Whilst in control of Vivi, I accidentally go to the wrong part of the roofs and lose some precious seconds. I mash X through the fight scene and luckily I stop mashing X before it gets to the choice of whether I want to do it again or not. After being forced to watch an ATE, we get into our first battle at 10 minutes and 27 seconds. Shortly after this, we get our level up at 10 minutes and 41 seconds. Now we move on to the PS2 era of things with Final Fantasy X. No skippable cutscenes this time, so it's going to be a long one. I'm pretty sure that Tidus tries to hit this kid. At 6 minutes and 20 seconds, the best intro in possibly any Final Fantasy game begins. At 12 minutes and 5 seconds, Tidus becomes a master swordsman and we get our first fight. Sadly, no EXP yet, we've got a little while to go. At 18 minutes and 50 seconds, Tidus is sucked into Sin's butthole. At a huge 28 minutes and 40 seconds, we get into the fight that's finally going to give us some EXP. I've made a mistake here. I should have healed at the save sphere because I've got to use potions in this battle to stay alive. At 30 minutes and 10 seconds, Riku joins us to save our ass. And finally, at 30 minutes and 52 seconds, we get our first S level, which is basically a level up in this game. We move swiftly on to Final Fantasy XII. Once again, we get to skip cutscenes here. As soon as I hit new game, an options menu comes up and that throws me off completely. Now I have to battle my way through a tutorial. Sadly, in the tutorial I do not gain any levels at all, so we have to move on. I finally get control of Varn at 3 minutes and 52 seconds. After killing 3 rats, which do not give me EXP, I move on. This is another example of why speed up can be a hindrance sometimes. I get completely lost in Rabanastre at the start here. At 7 minutes and 25 seconds, we take on our first wolf in the desert. Ignoring the killer tomato, I go for some more wolves. As we kill our 5th wolf, the level up pops at 8 minutes and 4 seconds. Then obviously I have to go and take on the dinosaur that's here. Varn dies? You're useless, Varn. You're useless. Now we move over to the PlayStation 3 with Final Fantasy XIII. Once again, this one has skippable cutscenes. However, you don't start getting EXP for this one until way later. So my plan is to dodge as many enemies as I can so I don't have to fight them. During all of this, we are introduced to most of the party bar one. And can I just say how beautiful this game still looks. They don't have to remaster it, they just have to re-release it on modern consoles. Eventually, we take on the boss that grants us the ability to level up. And this is the one where I have to access the menu to actually level up, so this is the only caveat. And we finally get our level up at 43 minutes 44 seconds. Moving on to the PlayStation 4, we've got Final Fantasy XV. The entry scenes play out and we are left to push a car at 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Riveting stuff. At 4 minutes and 48 seconds we gain control of the main character Noctis. Here I decide to go and grab a hunt, thinking it will give me the most EXP. However, because I cannot open my map or my menu, I cannot see where this hunt is. So I just fumble around in the wasteland. It isn't until 5 minutes and 55 seconds that we fight our first set of enemies. Now, I've forgotten how to fight in this game and I fumble around a lot. I've completely forgotten how much EXP you need to level up in this game and I can't access my menu, so I cannot check. Because to level up you need to go back and rest somewhere, I decide to get 100 EXP before doing this. At 7 minutes and 9 seconds I come across another set of enemies and start a battle. This battle lasts nearly 3 whole minutes and I only get up to 82 EXP, so another 18 and I think I'll be golden. After another couple of minutes of fumbling around, I find the hunt that I was looking for. I hightail it back to the nearest shop and sell my potions to get some gil so that I can use the nearby caravan to rest in. And at 14 minutes and 58 seconds, we gain our level. And finally, for Final Fantasy XVI, we move on to the PlayStation 5. This game does have some skippable cutscenes, but first, I'm in control of the Phoenix and we're taking out Ifrit. Then afterwards, we've got a little tutorial stage to do. At 8 minutes and 56 seconds, we're finally in our first dungeon and our first battle. After a few more battles and a boss fight, we gain our level at 13 minutes and 19 seconds. Hopefully, if I've edited it correctly, you should have the results scrolling on your screen right now. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I know this was a little bit different to what I usually would be doing, but I really enjoyed it and I'm thinking about doing another one. Maybe not Final Fantasy, maybe I could do a Resident Evil one or something else. I'll have a think on it. If you enjoyed it, let me know. And if you could do all the good stuff for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-doo!